everyone. So I just got back from the pool and I journaled a topic that I wanted to share with you that really was on my heart. A lot of times in my recovery, I used acronyms just to kind of run through my head, just to give me a little bit of mental focus. And I came up with a couple great ones. One I heard from another mentor, and I just kind of changed the words a little bit just to connect more with what I was struggling with. But the acronym is FEAR, and F stands for faulty, E, emotions, A, asking for, and R, reassurance. So a lot of times with eating issues, there's an emotion that's driving that behavior. And for me, with the anxiety, there was a lot of fear. What if me speaking up and having an opinion in a relationship makes someone think, wow, she's too complicated, she's stubborn, or she thinks she knows it all, or she's selfish? My fear was, when I actually sat and analyzed it, they're going to leave me. And that tied back to when I was a little girl and my father left us. So there's that core emotion that I'll get abandoned in a relationship. And it's something that I honestly didn't realize until years later when I was mature enough and had some great mentors to kind of point it out to me. So you can really run through this in any situation where you might feel an impulsive drive to eat something. Eat an entire cheesecake. It's like, okay, what has been going on over the past couple days? Is there anything that's been stressing me out? Is there any emotion? If I just sit in my body and breathe, what's coming to the surface? So is it a faulty emotion asking you for reassurance? So instead of, oh my gosh, I'm afraid that I might lose my job. Let's just use that as an example. You might find yourself soothing at the end of the evening, eating an entire cheesecake. And hey, what the heck? Now I feel bad that I ate the cheesecake. I'm afraid I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to just have a bottle of wine, right? And I guess tomorrow I'll just start over. I'll work out tomorrow and I'll eat healthy. Instead, you could actually use that fear acronym and say, what faulty emotion is asking me for some reassurance right now? And you could say, okay, legitimately everyone's job could potentially be taken away from them. It's a valid feeling, but can I give this feeling some reassurance? What can I control in the situation? Well, I know that I work really hard. I have a lot of heart to do good in my role, to help, and I guess worst case scenario, if I do lose my job, there's other options out there, and there's a team that could see my heart, and I could maybe align better with that company's vision, and maybe it's better off that I'm with a different team that values me. So there's always ways to answer those emotions that are kind of faulty, and they're just saying, hey, can I get a little reassurance here? I'm afraid, let's say you're in a car accident, and each time you cross this intersection, that emotion comes to the surface. And so again, it's saying, oh my gosh, I remember when that happened. That was traumatizing. Can you please reassure me? Emotions are great. They're nothing to be afraid of. They're just little voices alerting you that, can you help me? Can you reassure me? Can you soothe me? So then you use some logic in that situation. Logic balances emotion beautifully, which is why I love my little puppy named Rook, which makes me think of logic and was a lifesaver for me. So then in that situation, you would say, well, I have a car, I have my seatbelt on, I'm not distracted while I'm driving, I'm aware of my surroundings, I'm following the regulations, and then you use your breath, and you breathe, and you calm yourself, and the emotion does pass. There's so many situations where it feels like it will not pass, but if you breathe and you give your body what it needs, the self-soothing, the emotion does pass, And then you're able to kind of trust the emotions better. They're no longer as faulty because you've used yourself to self-soothe, some logic, to put some padding around the situation, and then you move through it. And it just takes time. Time repeating that as many times as the fear comes up and it says, hey, knock, 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 I'm scared. Hey, I am worried. Hey, I'm nervous. I'm sad. I'm unsure. I'm uncertain. And then you just work through it. So another acronym after the fear is to be fearless. So you can faithfully easing any rigid or lousy emotions by self-soothing. So kind of what I was just walking through and explaining is there's going to be situations where you haven't crossed through the fear, so you honestly don't know if it will work. You don't know if you're safe. You don't have the confidence in you yet. I'm someone that I need to see it, I need to feel it, I need to touch it, I need to see it happening pattern after pattern after pattern, and then I'm like, okay, it works. I trust the process. But sometimes you can't wait for a pattern. You don't have someone there to hold your hand, so then you have to use your faith card. So faithfully ease yourself through any of those rigid, tight emotions or any lousy, like someone criticizing you, saying you're lazy, you're no good, and instead self-soothe, because everything you need is all within you. It's designed by the higher power beautifully, and you have to learn to provide it for yourself. One of God's earth angels said that in a video, and it was so life-changing for me that I realized I was relying and leaning on others to make me feel safe or happy or sexy or fun, when I had to be the one that's like, no, I know I'm fun. I know I'm safe. And like the safe one was maybe hard for me to work on, but I had to be the one that said, I am going to be okay. That emotion is scary, but we will get through it. I will help you. I will hold your hand, because no one else is going to do it for you. And if you rely on other people to do it for you, it can get taken away. But if you provide it, then it's always there. No one can ever take it from you. They can't take your confidence. They can't take your self-worth. They can't take your sexuality. All of that is defined by you. It's unique to you. And when you build up those tools inside of you and you self-soothe consistently, it's one of the most empowering things that you can have. And you can, again, use those acronyms. As soon as something pops up and you feel an impulse of a behavior to go excessively exercise, to lay in bed and not get out of bed, whatever that behavior is, use the fear acronym and say, okay, what emotion is asking me for reassurance right now? And then use the fearless acronym to see how you can self-soothe to get through to the other side. All right, everyone, go be fearless. I love you, and I appreciate you listening to the video.